we have to discuss about laws of motion, in which first of all it involves about field forces. There are many kind of forces, right? Whenever you are talking about the types of forces in the laws of motion, basically if you can talk about, there are basically three forces which are commonly encountered in mechanics, right? There are three forces. Clear? The first one we are talking about, that one is the field forces. What is the meaning of field forces? As we all know that if you can talk about gravitational force, right? That one if you're gravity force. If you can talk about gravitational force, so what is the meaning of this thing? Actually, gravitational force means there is no contact between the bodies, right? If you can talk about, if you are throwing a chalk, right? If you are throwing the chalk is coming downside due to the gravity, right? But what you are actually getting, there is no contact, right? There is no contact. Clear? Field forces are simply, if you can talk about gravitational forces, that one is electrostatic forces, all are in the category of the field force. Field forces is the appearance will be there, but there is no need of contact, right? There is no need of a contact. But if you can say this one is a contactless force, right? So if you can talk about the W equal to mg also, that if you can talk about W equal to mg, weight equal to mass into g. So what is the meaning of weight equal to mass into g? That if you are talking about W equal to mg, that what is the meaning? W equal to mg means simply that weight, right? Mass multiplied with the gravity. There is no contact at all, right? There is no need of a contact for the weight also, right? So this one is also the field forces, right? So if you can talk about field forces, simply there is no need of contact, and with the surface, without contact of the surface, the forces are applied and you are getting the field forces. This is the first kind of force, right? So need to write field forces. Field forces. These are the forces. These are the forces in which. These are the forces in which contact between two bodies is not necessary. Contact between two bodies is not necessary. Example: gravitational force, electrostatic force, gravitational force, electrostatic force, or the example of the field forces, or the example of the field forces. Is it clear? If you can talk about the second one, like if you are talking about the second one, okay? If you can talk about the second one, that one is contact forces. If you can talk about the contact forces, okay? If you can talk about contact forces, what is the meaning of this contact forces? Then if you can talk about the contact forces, there is a need of a contact between the two bodies, right? There is a need of a contact between the two bodies, as the name suggests, right? As the name suggests. Let us suppose if I can talk about pulling off a door. If I want to open a door, but there is a need, I have to push the door. What I have to do? I have to push the door, right? So what I am doing? I am actually pushing it, right? I am applying the force. My palm and the door both are in the contact with each other, right? Contact forces means there is a necessary condition. There is a contact between the two bodies are allowed, right? If you can talk about the contact forces, two bodies is in contact and they exert equal and opposite forces on each other. Let us suppose, according to the Newton's law, everybody know every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. If I am pushing this wall, what I am doing? If I am pushing this wall, if I am pushing this one, right? What I am doing? I am pushing, right? And from that side also I am getting it, right? So means I from that side also I am getting the force, right? So if this one, what you are getting equal and opposite. If this force is applied this side, opposite direction, this force will be applied on that body, right? So what you are actually getting, that if you are talking about the contact forces, if contact is frictionless, the contact force is perpendicular to the common surface and is known as normal reaction, Let us suppose if you are talking about any contact surface, right? If you can take any surface, and the surface is frictionless. Friction means there is no friction at all. If there is no friction, so the force will be perpendicular, and the force will be perpendicular, and that is simply known as normal reaction. That one is simply known as normal reaction. And if you are talking about this thing, that this one is normal, that one is reaction, right? So when you are talking about normal reaction, when you are talking about the frictionless, right? The surface will be frictionless. Clear? So if you are talking about this thing, that when you are talking about frictionless, that you are talking about normal reaction. When there is a rough surface, right? When there is a rough surface, right? And something is moving on that rough surface, then what you are actually getting? That if the something is moving on rough surface, so what you are actually getting, right? That if the anything is there is an obstacle, that obstacle will apply force in opposite direction. So the body is moving in this direction, and if there is a friction, that you can say simply the surface will be rough. The surface will be rough. This will go this side, and the friction will be this side, right? That it will be in opposite direction. And this one is due to the contact forces. This one is an example of a contact forces. When the surface will be rough, right? So if you are talking about the contact forces, that you are talking about the contact forces are again divided into the two parts. The first part that you are talking about the normal, that one is normal reaction. When you are talking about the frictionless, when you are talking about frictionless surface, right? And if you are talking about the contact force and friction, that if you are talking about friction, that you are talking about friction. So that you are talking about, that one is the frictional force. That one is the frictional force, right? If you are talking about that one is complete without frictionless, that one is frictionless, that one is normal reaction. If there is a friction, then you are talking about frictional force, or you can simply say force of friction, or you can simply say force of friction. And these two are mutually perpendicular to each other, right? These two are mutually perpendicular to each other, right? Clear? Any doubt up to this point? These two are mutually perpendicular to each other, right? So need to write about the contact forces. Two bodies in contact. Two bodies in contact. Two bodies in contact. Two bodies in contact. Two bodies in contact exert. Two bodies in contact. Two bodies in contact exert equal and opposite. Two bodies in contact exert equal and opposite. Two bodies in contact exert equal and opposite forces on each other. If contact is frictionless, if contact is frictionless, the contact force is perpendicular. The contact force is perpendicular to the common surface, and known as normal reaction. However, the surface is, the objects are in rough contact. The objects are in rough contact and move related to each other. Without losing contact. without losing contact, then frictional force arise. Then frictional force arise. Then frictional force arise, which oppose such motion. Which oppose such motion. Both normal reaction and frictional force are perpendicular to each other. Both normal reaction and frictional force are perpendicular to each other. Need to draw the diagram. Right, attachment to another body. 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 When you can talk about attachment to another body, that if you can talk about this diagram, if you can take BA block, B block, right? Both are attached to each other. We have a different forces, if you can say. That if you can talk about the forces that were faced here, that you are talking about acceleration, that always right? If you can take the mass m, and here you take a small m mass, what the meaning is? Attachment to another body in this topic, what we have to study. Let us suppose if you are hanging something with a thread. A stone is hanged with a thread. If the stone is hanged with the thread, what you will get? In the thread you are getting tension. Tension means that one you are talking about. Stretching. Due to the stretching there is an area of tanav, right? Tension. Right? If you can talk about the spring, right? If you can talk about the spring, in the spring what you are actually getting, as in class 9 we told that spring force, that one is spring force F equal to Kx, right? F equal to Kx. Everybody know about the spring force, right? F equal to Kx. Yes. So if you can talk about the tension in the spring, and if you are talking about spring force, right? If you are just what you are doing, you are just stretching the spring and just you are leaving, that it will come with the same thing. We get it same thing. In this group, when you can talk about attachment to another body, in this group what you are getting the tensor T in the string and spring force F equal to AX will come in this category, right? In this group. Regarding the tension in the string, we have to remember some points, right? If string is inextensible, right? If string is inextensible, right? What you are getting is the string is inextensible. At that time, the magnitude of acceleration of any number of masses connected to the string is always same, right? Inextensible means what is the meaning of? One is extensible, right? Extensible. One is inextensible. Inextensible means there is no impact of any other thing on that string, right? So if you are going through different masses, different forces, if the forces are attached, you will get acceleration to be common. You will get the common acceleration. What you will get? You will get the common acceleration. When the string will be inextensible, right? You will get the common acceleration. This one is the trick for the numerical, right? You will get the common acceleration. Magnitude or acceleration of any number of masses connected to the string is always same, right? Clear? If you are talking about the pulley also, right? If you can talking about the pulley also, if you can take this one and you are talking about amp, you are talking about amp here. If they are connected with each other, right? They are connected with each other, and the string is inextensible. The string is inextensible. You will get what you will get. You will get that acceleration of this mass and this mass both will be same, right? When the string will be inextensible, right? Getting my point? And if you can talk about if a string is massless, right? You are getting the common acceleration here and here also. If the string is massless, massless means there is no mass. If the string is massless, the tensor unit is same everywhere. If the string will be massless, the tensor T. If you can talk about the massless string means that you are talking about there is no mass, right? At that time, what you are getting, the tensor T will be same everywhere. That means actually you are not using the string at that time, right? However, if a string has a mass and it is acceleration, tensor at different point will be different. If you are using the string and the string has a mass, right? If the string has a mass, so what you will get? You will get at a different point you are getting the different tensor, right? You are getting the different tensor at different. The value of tensor will be different at different point. Is it clear? So in the same way, if you can talk about attachment to another body, need to go for more and more, right? If the pulley is massless and frictionless, let us suppose if you can talk about the pulley is massless also and frictionless also. If the pulley will be massless and frictionless, tension will be same on both sides of the pulley. On the both sides of the pulley, you will get the same tension, right? You will get the same tension, right? When you are talking about the same tension, when you are getting the massless and frictionless pulley, right? If you can talk about spring force F equal to Kx, that what you are talking about, that if you are talking about the attachment to another body, that you have to know different criteria, right? So first we need to write the first criteria. Okay? The first we have to write. Clear? Now what we have to write? First we need to write, if a string is inextensible, if a string is inextensible, the magnitude of acceleration, If a string is inextensible, the magnitude of acceleration of any number of masses connected, any number of masses connected through the string, connected through the string, connected through the string is always same. Through the string is always same. This one also. If a string is massless, if a string is massless, if a string is massless, the tension in it everywhere same. Full stop. However, if a string has a mass, and it is accelerated, tension at different points will be different. Tension at different point will be different. Tension at different point will be different. Tension at different points will be different. A pulley is massless. And frictionless. A pulley is massless and frictionless. Tension will be same. On both sides of the tension will be same on both sides of a pulley. Write about any force. Hinge force means simply that one is any surface, right? This one is a vertical surface. This one, right? This one is a vertical surface. Something is attached here. Let us suppose this one is a rod attached here, right? And this one is a rope or some iron rope, right? Iron rope. And from this it is connected with this one. Maintain it. It will not go down. So when you can talk about the hinge force on the rod, on this, there are two methods of finding a hinge force. The first, either you will find its horizontal and vertical component. You will find the horizontal and vertical component of the hinge. Otherwise, you will find its magnitude and direction. Otherwise, you will find the magnitude and direction. Is it clear? So need to write this. There is a hinge force on the rod. There is a hinge force on the rod. There is a hinge force on the rod. There are two methods of finding a hinge force. There are two methods of finding a hinge force. There are two methods of finding a hinge force. First, either you find its horizontal edge, and vertical component. Second, or you find its magnitude and direction. Free body diagram. Simply known as FBD. Free body diagram. If you can talk about free body diagram, if you are knowing the free body diagram, if you know some story, you can say. If you can talk about any system in this world, natural or man-made. Man-made, this room is a man-made. We are a natural body, right? Tree is a natural body. Car, if you can talk, it's a man-made artificial body. That consists of a single body alone, or it's complete in itself. You can talk about any body in this world. If you can talk about natural body, and if you can talk about mobile phone, chalk, if you can talk about doors, buildings, any body, any system, right? Any system, any body, if you are talking, it consists of a single body alone, or is complete in itself. That all the bodies are complete in itself, right? It is complete in itself. If you can talk about a single body is a part of a single system. That's how you can say. If you can talk about this building, this room is a body and this building is a system. Right? This building is a system. Room is a part of the building. Right? If you can talk about whole earth, this building is a part of the earth. Right? Means earth is a system. Right? In the same way, if you can talking about that, if you can talk about any body, any system, all body is complete itself. Right? He has all the things. Right? If you can talk about if you are talking about the remaining system, this bench, if you can talk about this bench, there is no impact of this bench on that bench. Right? There is no impact. It is complete in itself. If there is no bolt, this system won't have any board, right? But if you can attach all the benches together, then it will make a system, and all benches work as a body, right? So in the same way, if you can talk about that a free body diagram, a free body diagram consists of a diagrammatic representation of a single body or a subsystem of a body isolated from its surrounding, right? That if you are talking about any body, that it is a diagrammatic representation. Diagrammatic representation means diagrammatically you are representing. That if I will say the forces are applied on the car, right? So your assumption is that the force is applied from this side, the force is applied, so you can draw it on the paper, right? You can draw your imagination on the paper in the physics, right? If somebody will say there is too much load on the bridge, there is too much load on the bridge. If there is too much load on the bridge, what is the meaning? Let's say what the load is. After some time, what you are getting? The bridge is collide from the between, right? Too much load, the physics teacher or physics students will draw a diagram on the paper from where the forces are coming, from where the weight is, where is the direction, what is the direction of the weight, what is the direction of this force, what is the direction of that force. This all scenario is in the category of the free body diagram, right? This all scenario is in the category of the free diagram. This diagrammatically you are representing any body, any system. Clear? So that if you can consider, if you can take an example, a book is lying on a horizontal surface. If you can take any horizontal surface and the book is lying on it. Let us suppose this one is the surface and the book is lying on it. That if you have to draw the free body diagram of that book, what you will do? You will do the simple thing. If the book is lying on the surface, this one is the book, right? This one is lying on the surface, right? This one is lying on the surface. Weight will be always downside. W equal to mg. This will always downside. And to balance the weight, there is a reaction. Reaction R. Normal reaction R. Right? As I told about the normal reaction. When there is a normal reaction, that's what you are talking about. What is the meaning of normal reaction? Then there is no rough surface. There is no rough surface. That if you are talking about the contact forces, there is no rough surface. The force will be perpendicular. The force will be perpendicular. That one is normal reaction. And this will be the weight. W equal to mg. Right? So we have from where you are getting the mass. Everybody knows the book has its mass. Book has its mass. So m multiplied with g. At that time we were talking about the weight. And weight is always downside. Right? So if you are talking about the free body diagram, so you are just in the diagram, you are representing all the forces related to that body. Is it clear? So if you can write a free body diagram, consists of a diagrammatic representation of a single body or a subsystem of bodies isolated from its surroundings showing all the forces acting on it. For example, a book lying on a horizontal surface It consists of its weight W equal to mg. W equal to mg. It consists of its weight W equal to mg acting through the center of gravity. Acting through the center of gravity and the reaction are exerted on the book by the surface. Exerted on the book by the surface. Example, question. A cylinder of weight W, a cylinder of weight W, is resting a cylinder of weight W is resting on a V groove as shown in figure. Draw its free body diagram. This one is a figure. This one is a figure. We have to draw its free body diagram. Right? What the thing is, a cylinder of weight W. The weight of the cylinder is W. It's resting on a V group. V group is this one is a V-shaped surface in which there is a cylinder. Right? Cylinder like this. This one is a cylinder. Clear? We have to draw its free body diagram. So how we will draw it? Right? First of all, what we have to do? A cylinder will be here. Right? Everybody know weight is always downside from the center. This one is the center. Weight is downside. W equal to mg. Mg is the downside. Here and here we have a two contact surfaces. Surface number A and surface number B. We have a two contact surfaces. We have a two contact surfaces. So what you will get? You will get that the two contact surfaces will apply force on it, right? This will apply force on this one, and this will also apply force on this one. If they are in contact, they will apply force on it, right? So what actually you are getting? That a cylinder of weight W is resting on it. It is in a rest condition, right? It is in a rest condition. Clear? So what you are getting that it is in a rest condition, which we have a two normal reaction N1 and N2, right? We are getting two normal reaction N1 and N2. Clear? So if we have two normal reaction N1 and N2, clear? This one in the resting condition. This will be this side, so you can denote it by dotted line. This will be this side. This one is the normal N1, or you can write R1. R1 also the normal reaction, and you can denote it by N1, right? And this one is N2. Remember, this one is N1, and this one is N2. The same thing you are getting. That what will be the direction? This one is applying force here on this one. This surface is applying force on this one. The direction will be this direction, and from here it is this direction, right? So it will be like this. Is it clear? And the weight is downside. This one is a free body diagram for this cylinder. This is the cylinder. Is it clear in the V group? Clear? And now to this one. So we have to lots of things we have to study in our laws of motion, and completed types of forces, that one is field forces completed, contact forces completed, attachment to another body completed, after that free body diagrams completed, and after that what we have completed thing. That's all for credit. Clear? And that's all for tomorrow. Okay.